Yes, I have the mic. Thank you very much. Mr. Kishore, thank you very much. You a little bit stole my thunder with regard to my question. Maybe I may remove the mask, then I'm better to understand. So my question was, what do you think, which system or which country has to pay the bigger price if it comes to a confrontation between, over Taiwan? Is it China, or is it, I call it the West, including the European Union and the United States, in an economical sense? And you very frankly said China is going to be not rational when it comes to the Taiwan question. So this ignited the next question for me. Does this mean China is lost, Taiwan is lost? That it's clear China will take over Taiwan sooner or later, maybe in the year of the tiger, who knows, which would be more sooner? Or do you think the West, and in particular the United States, would to have stand up for Taiwan, as it holds, I think it's 25% of the semiconductor industry worldwide. So, and they very much depend on these industries. Do they have to take this part over and, yes, step into a confrontation? And what does it mean for Europe, in particular for Germany, who has very, very strong ties to economical ties to China? The economic of China and Germany are much intertwined. So what is your perspective, and what do you think about this? Thank you.
Well, I think clearly one thing we all share in common is to avoid a war on Taiwan. And we should do whatever we can to avoid a war on Taiwan, because, and by the way, you know, the way the nuclear war will happen is not as though they'll press the button immediately, you know. I'll tell you how it works, okay? China announces a blockade of Taiwan, America sends a ship, the ship has a collision with the Chinese ship, American ship sinks, 150 sailors die, and then America has to react because 150 American sailors have died. They fire one missile as a warning. China cannot do nothing. China has to respond. And so it's through a process of escalation that it happens, right? And my sense is that the Biden administration actually has worked through some of these scenarios. And therefore, you notice that it's going back to the one China policy, one China policy, one China policy. And I think, you know, I also think that we should do our best to preserve peace in Taiwan. And fortunately, there is a very easy solution. The easy solution is we've had 50 years of peace. How? By maintaining all kinds of ambiguities without seeking clarity. Keep these ambiguities. Don't change anything. Just leave everything today as it is, right? And you pretend that, you know, we have a one China policy, you maintain your unofficial ties with Taiwan, which is what the United States is doing. Don't change it. Don't change anything. But the minute you change, you trigger a cascade of events that you cannot control. And therefore, don't change the status quo. And that frankly is the most sensible thing for all of us to do. So for example, I'll give you a concrete example. The Biden administration says it's in favor of one China policy, right? Says that. It should get Tsai Ing-wen to say, we are in favor of one China policy too. Then there'll be no war, right? No reason for war. So, but if you try to change it, then you create, almost by definition, an inevitable collision. And for all of us will suffer, by the way. I want to emphasize this, all of us, especially the people of Taiwan. So if we care for the people of Taiwan, let's not change the status quo.